Man, talk about an absolute roller coaster ride for the stock market. We got President Trump's address last night, which, quite frankly, guys, we didn't get anything new. We didn't get any clarity around Iran, when we're actually going to see this end, and that caused the market to go down. You saw the futures down, I think, 1.5%, 2% at one point, and now we're getting news regarding Iran and Oman, which is sending the market up. You guys can see now the Russell is up over 0.5%. SPY's up actually pretty much at break even, but the point is we've recovered all the losses. Look at this chart. SPY opened at 646 and now we're up $10 from that point. And at one point we hit 658 at about 10:30, 11 a.m., about 45 minutes ago. And the Qs right now, take a look at this, guys. QQQ is down, but this also recovered all the loss. Down, 0.05%, and from open, we're up 2%. So what the heck is going on? Every hour, we have a new headline, new piece of news that's moving this market. So let's dig in, guys. Let's dive into it, break down the charts, what I'm looking to do, the whole 9 yards. So hit the like button, consider subscribing, join the Patreon if you guys want to keep up with my portfolio updates, see how I'm managing my money right now. If you want to be a part of the private Discord, all of that linked down below, pinned in the comments as well, or the description box. And now, guys, cheers. I got my good old double espresso on deck. And let's get into it. So, like I said, we got some news this morning that's sending the market up after we got Trump's address last night that really did not, it underwhelmed the market. It disappointed the market, and now we're seeing those losses reverse. So before we dive too deep into the charts, go too deep into stocks I'm looking at here, let's go over what actually is going on. This breaking news that we got about an hour ago. So let me pull this up here. You guys can see the headline. It says, stocks sharply pare losses after Iran said to draft protocol for Strait of Hormuz. And we all know, once the strait reopens, which it will reopen, it's only a matter of time. And the question is, when will it reopen? But we know when it opens, oil prices are going to tank, right? And you know what happens after that? Stocks are going to run, and we're already seeing the stock market trying to front run that move, as again, the stock market is a forward-looking vehicle. It tries pricing in, with all the available information it has, it tries pricing the market where it should be, right? So again, once this is actually over, the market's going to be flying. And like I've said before, markets bottom and they start to reverse before before wars in general are typically over. So keep that in mind. Not saying we're at the bottom. This could last weeks and weeks and weeks more. Please trade at your own risk, guys. But for me, these are good signs that I'm personally seeing right now, especially with this news that we just got. So U.S. stocks pared a chunk of their losses after Iran's state media said the country was drafting a protocol with Oman to manage shipping traffic through the critical Strait of Hormuz. We can see right here, equities had earlier slumped, like I said, at the open after President Trump's address last night, which was kind of, underwhelming in my opinion. And we can see sentiment was strong going into Trump's speech on Wednesday after signals from Washington earlier this week said that the U.S. was seeking an early end to the war and that the new Iranian regime had asked for a ceasefire, which I'm seeing, they're saying that never happened, or they never asked for a ceasefire. If we come down here a little bit more, Trump said the U.S. to hit Iran extremely hard in the next 2 to 3 weeks. But, obviously Trump saying things are going to de-escalate from that point. We shouldn't be there much longer. Who knows how accurate that's going to be. Trump said we're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2-3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. We have all the cards. They have none. He reiterated the need to debilitate Iran's nuclear capabilities, and also claimed that Iran's navy and missile strike capabilities had been largely wiped out. But I did see a video on Twitter of an Iranian figure. I don't know who exactly it was. It looked like some high up guy there, saying that the U.S. has no idea where all their missiles are. They haven't destroyed everything, so we're seeing the back and forth, and we can see, let's see, did they talk anything more about the Oman situation? Not really, but that is, all we need is a headline, any hope that, oh, maybe the strait's about to open. Oh, they're negotiating. Oh, they're working with this ally, that ally. And that's kind of what we're getting now. Stocks sharply pair losses again after Iran said to draft protocol for the Strait of Hormuz with Oman to again manage shipping traffic through the critical strait. And the closer we get to that strait opening, getting even 50% back to capacity, or getting close to being fully operating, the price of oil is going to come down. Stocks are going to like that recover, and the recessionary fears go down, the inflationary worries go down, and that's just good overall. I mean, is it not? Is that not what we all want? I mean, do we want a recession? Do we want inflation to go through the roof over the coming weeks, months? No. And you know who else doesn't want that? President Trump heading into the midterms. You know what I mean? Midterms are coming up, and my guess here is, my prediction, I've been saying this, is we'll be fine by the midterms. Stocks will have recovered. The economy is going to be in better shape. Because, look, President Trump needs to win these midterms in his head. I don't think he's going to win them. There's no chance. But in his head, he needs to win. He's got a big ego. He needs the market to come back roaring. He needs the economy to be great. Because if it's not, he can't parade around and be like, oh, I made the best country in the, best America ever, the best USA ever. If the market's in recession, if we're in a recession, the economy's down the toilet, stocks are down 30-40%, he can't say that, So in my eyes, we'll be fine. We're going to recover, right? There's going to be more short-term turmoil, no doubt, but over the coming months into the midterms, and I think after that, I think we'll be good. I think heading into the back half of Trump's term, I think he's, trying to do all these operations now. I think in the back half of his term, he's going to wrap this up, tie it up like with a bow, and hopefully make well on his promise. You know what I mean? Making the economy stronger, making the market stronger, labor market, the whole 9 yards, bringing inflation down. I mean, that's been the Fed's job. They've done a decent job there. Hopefully Trump, doesn't push, Warsh, to cut rates too much so that inflation goes back up. But you guys get my points. Into the midterms, I think we're going to be looking a lot better. The optics are going to look better. But for now, we've recovered some of those losses. That is a good sign. But we're still down. We're still down across the board. Qs are down 0.15% right now. We do have a little cup and handle here in the short term. If you guys pay attention to that 30-minute time frame, we do have a cup and handle, which could potentially break out. But obviously, this is a headline market, so who knows what's coming next. And by the way, tomorrow's Good Friday. The market's closed, so we're going to have a long weekend. Keep that in mind. And we're heading closer to that April 6th straight deadline, which is what? Monday? Yeah, that's Monday. So, yeah, man, cup and handle. Keep your eyes on it. But again, this market, who knows if that's going to play out, you know? So for me, like I've been saying, I'm focusing on just quality companies, fundamentals. I'm cutting out the noise and just holding on to good stocks. You know, if I was in a bunch of speculative, risky, unprofitable companies right now, stocks, I would be a bit nervous. You know, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night, quite frankly. But the fact that I own good companies, quality stocks, ETFs, I'm cool. I can ride through this storm. And that's the reality, man. If you're in the market and you have a ton of money invested and you're freaking out, listen, if you have cash, if you have an emergency fund, if you have some money outside of your account, your brokerages, right, you're fine. You can ride the storm. Unless you need the money in the short term, you shouldn't be panicking. You know, yeah, if you need the money in a month, I mean, yeah, I'd be like, dude, why are you even investing in the stock market to begin with if you need this money in a month? But if you don't need the money for years, decades, why are we freaking out? What are we doing here? We should have emergency funds, cash aside, outside of our portfolio, to kind of protect us and have us not need to dip our toes into our accounts when they're down. That's the worst time to sell and take money out when stocks are down. I mean, I get it. If you were locking in profits when SPY was at 690, 700, you know, raising some cash, yeah, that would make sense. But now, yeah, when SPY's down like 8%, 7, 6, whatever it's down, it just doesn't make sense. So for me, guys, I'm holding on to good companies, good stocks, and, you know, some of my holdings today aren't even doing that well, but I don't even care. You know, I don't care. I know when we're out of this, they're going to do well. They're going to come back. I don't care what's happening right now. You know, it's like I'm just holding on at this point. So we have SPY down, Qs are down, but the point is we've recovered our losses on hopes that, oh, what's going to happen with the Strait? Maybe Iran, Oman, you know, what's going to come from that? So that's causing some optimism today. But still, man, we're not out of this yet. Stocks like Tesla are down 4%. We got news that SpaceX, I think they filed their, what the heck's it called, to go public. That's a good sign for SpaceX. You guys saw that on a side note that what's it called? What was that? The NASA mission, man. They're going to the moon right now. That was pretty sick. On a side note, I'm forgetting what it was called now. Blanking. I saw the videos this morning. It was pretty cool, and yesterday. But yeah, Tesla on the charts, man. It's clearly getting hit at 380. We can see here we tried breaking through 380, 385, which was support for months. We fell through it. Now we're tanking back down to 365. So I think Tesla for me in the low mid 300s is a buy. And quite frankly, I'm waiting for that to add more. So I'm in Tesla. I'm down, but I'm looking to add more here on this drop. Other stocks that I'm in, you guys know MU, my Micron trade. I'm in this still. I'm holding on tight. I think we are going higher. And once we're out of this Iran thing, man, Micron's going to go back to 400 plus. In my opinion, that's what I'm waiting for to take profits on that one. It looks like Netflix, guys, although I'm not in it anymore. I sold my shares and my call options when we hit almost 100 about a month ago. But Netflix is breaking back out. Not too surprising to me, quite frankly. We actually called this wedge out about a week ago. Clearly, we're now taking the wedge out. We're breaking out up around over 2% on the day here for Netflix, heading into earnings in the middle of this month on the 16th. And by the way, guys, happy April. I forgot to say happy April. This year is going by fast, man. First quarter is done. Crazy quarter. And, you know, we're on to Q2, baby. Hopefully stocks. I think I was reading stocks had the worst quarter they've had in years. I think 4 years in Q1. So hopefully Q2 is a little different. That'd be nice now, wouldn't it? We'll see. So, and oh, by the way, I'll wrap it up here. Oil is popping. Keep in mind, we got this news regarding the Strait. Stocks are popping, but oil's ripping, man. Brent is up 7%. It's at 108 a barrel right now. And WTI is up 12%. WTI is going nuts, man. It's at 112 a barrel. It was at 119 a barrel at the peak about a month ago. Man, it kind of looks like crude oil, WTI especially, is about to take the highs out here. And Brent, let's see where Brent, what was the high on this one? I forget actually. Yeah, 119. So we're getting there, man. We're pushing. We're pushing, guys. Not looking too good. But we'll see. Any good news regarding the Strait? Actual good news should bring this down in due time. But for now, it's not looking pretty. And XLE is ripping, or at least it was. Now it's down back to about 59. It hit 61 this morning. So keep your eyes on energy stocks, oil. I'm by no means chasing energy stocks here, but just keeping an eye on them, as again, this it plays a big role in what's going on today. So guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments your thoughts. Run the likes up, consider subscribing, and check out the Patreon if you want to keep up with what I'm doing in my portfolio. Every single week we're posting portfolio updates, right? You're seeing all my trades in real time, my investments, how I'm investing and managing my money right now, and how I'm actually creating income with selling options. And there's also a private Discord through the Patreon, so check it out. Link down below, pinned in the comments as well, or go to stocksurfs.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you all in the next video.